Is the mics unmuted? Are the mics unmuted?
Yeah, they're unmuted and recording.
Okay.
So, hello everybody, Cedric CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax, 31, day 15. 15. Man.
We're getting through it.
They grow up so quick. So look, it starts off with Takahashi Yujiro versus Ishii Tomohiro, and it's look, I'm gonna be honest, it's an alright match. You know, I would give it 3 stars.
Yeah, Yujiro attack Ishii before he can get in the ring, take his shirt off or do his deep knee bend, thinking that would give him the upper hand. And he had it for a little bit, but it didn't last. And
Ishii, you know, doing what he do, brutalizing, chopping, pummeling, you know, having fun. But you know what? You know what? Takahashi didn't make it easy for him. I'll give it that.
No.
It was very competitive, and it was nice to see. How can I say this? Takahashi looked competitive. He had a bit more urgency than normal, but he's got the stank of all the other years on him. So for someone that's new, that's watching this, it's like, wow, you know, that Yujiro guy did pretty damn good. I like him. But to those that's been watching this for a long time, it's like, oh well, he tried. Yeah. You know, Yujiro, he got the Olympic Slam. He got the reverse Olympic Slam, which was pretty cool. And then, you know what? He's not a power wrestler, but I'll query if you need to be a power wrestler. But it seems like you could do the Olympic Slam, keep holding on, roll up to the feet, and then do the reverse one.
He needs a makeover.
He needs, but that's one thing. The wrestlers in Japan, they don't do makeovers.
He made over once before into mediocrity.
I mean, it's easy to be lazier. It's easier to downgrade. Look at what WWE has done. They show you can downgrade easy.
I'm going to stop working with you, Naito, join Bullet Club, and do absolutely nothing. There you go. Take that with you. I'm sure Naito's losing sleep over that shit.
Still sick, everyone. Still sick. So, here's the thing. I was a little concerned with Yujiro in this match because he hold up. God damn. Gotta drink some water over this. Oh shit. Felt like the back of my throat was burning. It is when you're sick. Post-nasal drip. So Yujiro, at one point he tried to slide and drop kick. Ishii just outright said, I'm not even going to sell this. Then he tried it again, nothing. Then he got the arm. Okay, Ishii's like, my arm is hurt. That's really all it was. So, I mean, then later, you know, they getting their shit in. Okay, look, Yujiro's bite. He bit the hand and Ishii was selling it really well. In all honesty, someone biting your thumb, you're going to sell it whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
But I don't like the whole arm flexing to show that you're applying more pressure. It doesn't look real. You know, shake your head a little bit. Move your head side to side and show intensity on your face. You know, you're biting somebody. That's what you would do. You're not going to be like, I flexed my arms like Hulk Hogan and now you're hurting. No. You know, there's so many things that one could do other than that. So, you know, if someone had connections, get to him on that. He got that super.
If anybody got connections, take that mule hat off his head.
You really don't like that hat?
It's like he stuffed it up under his mattress, go to sleep, and it was time to go to the show, take it out, bang it on his leg, and put it on his head.
He might. He just might. It might be his lucky hat that he's replaced.
So he stole it off the local mule.
So eventually, I mean, like I said, they get the shit in. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna say too much about this match at all, if anything, really, until I saw the Takahashi tried. He tried a buckle bomb of some sort and almost broke Ishii's neck. What the fuck? And as you said, he ain't strong enough to try a buckle bomb.
He ain't.
He's not. he leans over and walks like a 1970s pimp in Memphis. That's how Yujiro, that's his stance in the ring. Hey, oh, pimp daddy, I'm going to make it happen now. Come on, girl, bend it over. Let me show you how to rock it. That's how he... I don't know, man. He might be plagued with injuries, That could be Yujiro's problem. It could be. And if so, get some rest. Heal up.
Don't you have to exert some sort of effort?
Just because it don't look like effort to you don't mean it ain't effort to them. You gotta put that into the equation. I'm just saying, Yujiro, back in the day, he used to stand up straight. I thought maybe it was a gimmick when he, became, the pimp guy, and no, he might just be played with. Once, wrestling hurt is not the same as wrestling injured. It's not. You got bruises, deep bruises, a very subtle sprain, and you work through it. But when you're injured with something, it's like, look, you should be on your ass at home convalescing, and you got to wrestle with that. It's noticeable. And so I'm just saying, maybe Yujiro should. New Japan needs a better wellness program. Send your ass home. Get the best doctors to get you healed and ready in the shortest amount of time. And not that it's passable, but to actually get you healthy. That would be the best thing. You gonna put money into these people, get the best out of them. That's how I see it. Because that attempted buckle bomb, Ishii, man, he looked back at it, he probably like, I'm gonna kill you, Yujiro. That's how he might be. And Ishii had to carry this dude through this match. Ishii wrestled Takahashi's pace, not the other way around, and it should have been the other way around. Ishii got a nice wrist-held headbutt where he rose from the mat and just drove that right into his chest and neck area, right up under the jaw, man. And truth be known, that could have legit been a knockout if Ishii wanted it to. Ishii with the hit with the forward top part of the head, which is the hardest part, which is what they'll tell you if you're going to do chair strikes, hit them right there. But I'm still like, please don't. And that part, the reason it's the hardest because when you're born, that part's really mush, practically there. So the rest of the skull on either side can squeeze in as you're coming out. And so then that part says, hey, we are damaged. So over time, it heals harder than anything. It heals like a multitude of breaks on your skull. So that is one of the hardest parts on your body, and so that's why they use that for chair shots and whatnot. This right here was a decent match. It's nothing I could watch again, but I really thought that, how can I say, Yujiro put on a good effort for him. He wasn't going to be able to pull out the best of Yujiro. That won't going to happen. I noticed that after they got in the ring from the floor and about 2 exchanges. I said, nope, not going to happen. But they did all right. Yujiro, he got pimp juice in. That leg swung DDT to a kneeling opponent, he got that in. And Ishii kick out. I'm like, yeah, And so then when he goes for big juice, Ishii is like, no. And Ishii ultimately gets that brain buster in. 1, 2, 3. Match done. And that was after the special singles match of Kota Ibushi versus Satoshi Kojima, which was a good match that, Kojima jobbed for. I mean, Kojima should have won, hands down, easy. You go back and look at that match real quick. I'm not going through that whole match, no, but they came off the ropes. Ibushi and Kojima slammed arms, clotheslining each other, and Bushi melted like candle on lava. It was a beautiful sell. Kojima was like, that arms extended, like you see the awesomeness. Then while Ibushi's getting up, staggered, weak. Satoshi, he comes off those ropes for that lariat, and Ibushi like, instant recovery. I got this move in. Now it's time to get my finisher. I'm like, bullshit. I was like, it makes Kota Ibushi look fake. It makes him look fake. It makes New Japan look fake. They need to look back at these finishes and be like, oh, that really wouldn't make sense. We should have done this. But you know what? He's the one that's supposed to go over, so how else would we do it? He don't go over. That's how you do it. It has to make sense in the ring. It has to make sense in front of everybody. They know these two. You know, the lariat hit, that's it. That's it. It don't matter if it's at the same time. The lariat hit, that's it. His brainbuster won't do it. Ace Crusher won't do it. Stretch Bomb won't do it. Can his lariat do it? Nope. Oh, you didn't get it all the way. Lariat is over. That's how it needs to be. You know, like Ishii, brainbuster is over. Takahashi go home. That's about it. And Ishii go to the pay window. That's how it needs to be. So with that said, the break is roughly over. Let's roll. Next match, Tonga Loa versus Kenta. And I'm not going to say the most competitive match.
No.
But I will say the most entertaining match so far. This match had it all. And it got an emotional response from Cedra. So let's fast forward past almost everything. Because other than that, it was almost, standard. Oh, they're still going on at the end. I think they're going to show some solidarity. But look, there's a part where Loa got Kenta on the mat and he's mushing it with his hand, mushing it with his foot. And he's like, you like doing this to your opponent, don't you? You like doing this. You know what? I kind of like it. I like it.
Mushing his head, Kenta getting mad.
Yeah. And then, earlier, when it started, they played, I'll say, back and forth great mutas, rolling in and out the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Until Jado stopped it, because Jado getting kind of ripped. You might not want to fuck with this dude. And so, hey, get past all that. So, there's a lot of chicanery. As they did everything, going in and out the ring, throwing each other into the fence, apron. And near the end, that's when they finally turned it up. Tonga Loa, at one point, he had a nice combination. It was I think it was a elbow, knee, and then drop kick combination.
It was a kick, knee, drop kick, toe kick, knee to the midsection, drop kick combination.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, what did I just see? Okay, hold up. Can you pause it?
I could.
Why you being in the dirt? Okay.
What is a dirt?
I got mixed between dick and jerk. All right. Shut up. I know words. I know insults.
I don't know.
Pussy.
You.
So. So, it got to the point where, okay, look, the Chiefs finna come on out and play. Kenta's starting that. Loa's wrestling clean.
Yeah.
All right. Kenta goes for the I'm sorry. Like, no, you're not.
First, he pushed him into the ref.
No. I mean, if you want to call it that.
And neutralize the ref. And
if you want to call it that.
Low was like, you fight me like a man. You've been fighting this whole time like a bitch.
Yeah.
So Kenta lay a nut shot on him.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, T. And then Jada gets on the ring like, what the hell? And he did something to Jada. I can't remember what he did to Jada. But
they were just sort of like, arguing with each other and whatnot. A little shoving, like you see on Fire Pro. And then he I can't tell when it happened.
Yeah, he did something to knock Jado down because then the stick was laying there.
Yeah.
And he grabs the stick and looks at Loa and says, I'm sorry. He hadn't even hit him yet. I'm sorry, T. I'm sorry. And then the ref gets up.
He's like, you know what? Drop the stick and lay down.
And falls out. Like
And the crowd laughs quickly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, the crowd couldn't even contain themselves because it was funny. He just looked like drop, fall out. just fell out like he got hit with raid, insta raid.
So the ref sees Jado in the stick landing, so he starts admonishing Jado,
who's laid out. Like, I mean, like, he couldn't have done anything. Look at him. He's unconscious.
And so Kenta's going over, still apologizing to Loa.
Who gets the stick.
Who gets the stick.
He runs over there, and Loa gives him one of the most epic low blow nut shots in New Japan history. It was brutal looking. I mean, he hit Kenta with it and he didn't break his forward momentum, so Kenta just fell forward. It was brutal. It looked bad. I was like, you know what? He should have won on that alone. Oh, that was so good. Kenta apologizing. I'm like, well, you know what? He's got to, because he don't want to cheat, but he's got to win. I'm sorry I got to do this to you. That's how I was taking it. I'm sorry I got to do this, but, you know, I got to win. And Loa at one point got him up like it was going to be a really epic power bomb. And Kenta's like, nah, man, Hurricane Rana. And Loa's like, no. And he stops it. He swings him and hoists him back up and runs over. And I think that's when Kenta was able to do the Frankenstein and just throw him over. So they did everything. He threw him over, got him up.
Loa somehow gets him back on the shoulder again, trying to attempt the TDD.
And Kenta rolls him down from that, you know, and drops him. And then goes for the pin and gets his feet up on the middle rope.
And gets the 3 count.
I'm like, and Cidra's like, oh man. Cidra was upset. And I gotta admit, when she popped for that, so did I. We popped together.
What are we, salmon?
If you could see the look on Salmon's face when
they're spawning.
it's epic, okay?
If we could all experience that, the world would be a better place. Wouldn't be no war. Wouldn't be no greed.
No arguments. If you could pop like salmon when they're spawning.
Oh man.
If you see the look on their face, you'd be like, now that is maximum pop. Maximum pop.
I wish the hell we saw that on, but I can't find it.
Any human that's ever popped like that is dead now.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
They did not make it. Never.
Oh shit.
And if a female ever popped like that, the world will know. Cause her vocal cords will be blown the fuck out. So
now we're way off topic. Yeah, Kenta got the 3. And you know what was so bad? Once they were all, you know, vertical again, not writhing, holding their balls. You can see that Kenta was apologetic. Yep. It looked genuine. Because, you know, Kenta usually got that asshole face, you know.
Yep.
He's got that he got that down to a T. But he could tell that he was genuinely apologetic.
And they're like, well, you know what? Bring it in, Bullet Club. Bring it in. And as Cedra said earlier, as the match was getting started, like you could tell which Bullet Club members work with each other. Kenta and the Tongans, you got that. Yujiro and the Tongans, Chase and the Tongans. But then when it came to Evil and Togo and the Tongans, it's
the Evil and Togo are the odd men out. And I think they've done that to themselves.
They're starting their own thing, you know. They're trying to be the elite, and they are so C-list.
And here's what makes it so booty. They call it a house of torture, right? But they don't torture anybody. They don't just cheat.
The house of torture, you know who that is? That's Suzuki and Sabre Jr.
Yeah. That's a
house of torture. I mean, look, that unit got a good name, House of Torture, but if you can't live up to it, don't move in.
It don't fit.
somebody need to talk to them about how to do stuff. But this match, like I said, it wasn't very competitive, but it was certainly so far the most entertaining. So we gonna roll right now, all right? So let's get to this next match. Who this right here? This is Zack Sabre Jr. and is it Takagi?
Yano.
Is Yano? Okay. Yano, let's roll. Next match here, we got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Yano Toru. And this will have to take the bar as the most entertaining match. Hey, can you pause? I want to hear what they say afterwards. So it starts off with Zack attacking Yano from behind in the ring before introductions.
He couldn't even get out his sash and his jacket and his shirt. He could barely put down all of his products and trophies before Zack got him into a sleeper.
Yep. And then Zack tried to get him in the abdominal stretch, and then because Yano's such a goof nut, they do this weird dance in a circle for a few good revolutions, which I was just like, Yano's a nutcase. Mm-hmm. It was funny. I'm giving it was funny. But Zack did get the hold and then drop down. They do some moves and then get out the ring, and then they playing back and forth. Yano's upset. He's like, you get out here, right here. Zack's like, get your ass in here. And then they switch places.
Yeah, Zack's getting frustrated, but it don't take long for him to get frustrated.
No, it don't. He gets in the ring. They do some wrestling, and Yano shows that high school, that college style wrestling as he's just evasive. And honestly, he mostly controlled Zack in that. It was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yano could really rebrand himself in the ring if he did use nothing but high school style wrestling. It's got to be more because in the United States, the most you see that out of initially were honestly the Steiner brothers, and they're not the only ones. No, there was so many that predate them, but to see it in the ring used, for honestly a good portion of the match, usually were the Steiner brothers, primarily Rick, and then you would see Kurt Angle. He would do that at points. There were others that would come along and do it. Not many. Jay Lethal does it at points. But a lot of wrestlers learn all that stuff after they done became pro. So it's good to see Yano and Zack tied up like that, even though it was very brief. But Yano could really, really benefit if that was his style, more into the throws, not suplexes. Because he does a belly-to-belly throw, not a suplex off the ropes. And honestly, it would suit this style for Yano, since he's not going to be super heel Yano anymore, as it seems so far. I would like it. So eventually, Yano just grabs Zack outside the ring and just run off with him.
Just run down the ramp.
I was like, he just kidnapped a grown-ass man.
Through the curtain.
Yeah, he kidnapped a grown man and ran off with him.
And then a few seconds later, he comes through the curtain. Okay, and runs to the ring. He's like, okay, what?
Yeah, he's like, okay. He comes out, okay. I'm like, okay, what? Oh, that's what Citra said. I'm like, what is he? And then when it gets to 11, I think, once it 11, Zack come out. I thought he was going to be dragging a fence or a post or something. I thought he might be tied up a little bit. No, he come out with the bag over his head. And Citra, just like any rational human being, take the bag off.
Take the bag off your head, dumbass.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. And he rips the bag off. And you can tell he's all frustrated. Zack plays angry so well that it can be comical no matter how serious he actually is. He's got that voice and posture and history. And most importantly, he's going against Yano, so it's going to come off as silly. Mm-hmm. Can't help it. No matter how he could come to the ring with a gun with that, be like, Yano, you, and be like, uh-oh. And it's going to be comical with a bit of, oh no. So they get back in and they go at it. They go at it. And Yano somehow at some point he gets the cuffs out.
Oh, remember? Because Yano tried to escape under the ring before he could get under there. Zack grabbed his foot, put him in an ankle lock, And then when you drug him out, he had a pair of handcuffs.
Ah, yes, and they get handcuffed together thanks to Yano.
No, thanks to Zach.
Oh, Zach did. I thought Yano was doing that, and Zach. I thought Yano started and Zach finished. I got in your head.
Yano started because he wanted to handcuff Zach to the railing, but then Zach got the upper hand and cuffed him to himself.
And so they're tied together, as Kevin Kelly said, like the buddy cop movies and stuff, where you got prison breaks and whatnot. You know, the two inmates that don't like each other, but they handcuffed together and got to run through stuff.
Yeah.
There's about 3 movies made like that, I think.
Yeah.
And
a remake of the original, and they were not comedic movies.
No,
they were not comedies at all.
No,
it wasn't, but no buddy to it. But keep going.
And so this turns. I said, "Oh crap!" Because they're fighting outside the ring. And then they eventually run to get in the ring together. They roll in. It was pretty cool. And now it's a weird chain gang version of World of Sports Wrestling, because World of Sports Wrestling they stay tied together. I know words. So they stay tied together and they gotta wrestle. And it's, look straight up, everybody. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was just poetry to me. I know it was feisty. It was fast paced. It was, roll here, roll there, crucifix, roll up, different roll up. I know it was quick, but it was beautiful. Just beautiful. I just took a moment to breathe that in. I really did. And they're going at it, and Zach gets the cross arm breaker, and Yano just laid there like, wait a minute.
He just stretched out hollering before he just, tried to defend.
Yep, he's like, wait, I can do this. He rolls over, grab his arm, but Zach is like, And Zach, I was like, and Yano reached down during the triangle choke, trying to get a hold of the key, and Zach turned that triangle choke into another Juji Gatame. Yano was forced to tap, and it took the ref a bit, but he got the key, got it to Zach, and Zach got free.
And that was the end of the match.
Yeah. Sabre Jr. wins. ZSJ, he wins, and Yano, the spoiling goof nut, he loses another match, but yet this was a Yano match, and it was worth it. It was fun. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was brutal. I thought it was fun. I thought it was goof nutty, but it had everything. Not very competitive at all.
No.
Far less than the previous match.
But it was entertaining.
Yep, but more entertaining than its predecessor. So, I think we got one more match. One more match. Is it going to be competitive, or is it going to be entertaining, or is it going to be a mixture? I'm curious.
It's going to be the Greto Khan versus Best of Shingo and some juniors.
It's going to be competitive.
Yep.
I'm curious about this match. Let's roll. All right, this is your main event, Greto Khan versus Takagi Shingo. And I kept very few notes on this. It'll speed through the match, but this was not entertaining. This was outright competitive. Now it's entertaining in terms of watching competition.
Yeah.
But this was a battle. This was old school New Japan style battling. That's what this was. This, if you wanted to modernize New Japan from what it was, I guess this would be it. I might have to revisit some of them old mid-90s New Japan matches and stuff. Some of them. The juniors back then were the most explosive, but the heavyweights got all the credit. That's how it was back then. Could be that way now.
Yeah.
But I'll run through this. Takagi is taped up where he was holding his ribs in the last match he was in. Named Greto Khan. He works the ribs on the fence with the ram on Takagi. it opened it up. Like, we know what we're gonna target on and off. And hold up, I want to say this is a beauty of pro wrestling that people need to really take notice of. You have your wrestlers gonna have their standard moves, and it becomes pretty much standard. That's just it. You expect them to do these roughly in that order or something thereof as the match progresses. It's when there is a target on the opponent and they have to step out of their move repertoire to target that area. That's when, the pro wrestling truthfully begins. That's when it begins. Is this foreshadowing? Not necessarily for this match, because Great Khan didn't have to step out of anything to do this stuff. So, let's see. Eventually, Great Khan hit the screaming Mongolian chop, and then he went for another one, but Takagi, he blocked it and then did one of his own. He looked like, I did that.
Looked like he looked on his face as though his arms were operating on their own, and he had no control over it.
And so, he did it again. Then followed by a punch, one of them stiff right hooks, and then he faked the next one and then used the DDT. Great Khan was like, "You ain't gonna hit me." He's like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna DDT you." Which, honestly, it buries the DDT. But I mean, I get it, but it's kind of like, well, you know what? You leaned over. You're right there. Might as well. I think, honestly, he should have got like a near fall, if anything. I mean, it is a DDT. A DDT shouldn't be seen as a takedown anymore. So Takagi, he hits the sliding lariat, but it was countered by a head and arm choke, which was good. They fight out of that, and Great Khan, he hit his nice over-the-shoulder arm drag. Well, it's a judo throw, but in pro wrestling terms, it'd be an over-the-shoulder arm drag. And if he dropped down and rolled over himself with it, it'd be a rolling over-the-shoulder arm drag, which is shortened to imponzier. So that's, we want to know what that is. Great Khan, he ends up riling up Takagi, just mocking him, smacking him, rubbing his foot all on his face and stuff, pissing him off best he can. So when Takagi gets all fired up and put him in the corner, he uses some serious rapid elbow butt and punches. He used them like not as fast as he did in Best of the Super Juniors.
No.
Over a year ago.
Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, damn near 2. No, it wasn't that fast, but it was rapid. Then he transitioned into hammer punches, and then just straight up short right hooks
across the top of his head,
nailing them. So I mean, they was battling, they were fighting. These are the things that stuck out the most. And while watching this match, I only wrote down the things that stuck out the most, because everything else was sort of standard. It's like how it should go. Then Khan hit what Kevin Kelly was calling the sheep killer, which is standing over the arm hook and sort of a neck vice, gripping both hands in the S-lock position. Which I'll admit, S-lock, I heard that from Excalibur. Yeah, I heard that from Excalibur. I hit some buttons. I don't know if that okay, nope. Okay, everything's cool. So he got that, but then he got Schmidt style backbreaker, and then held it and applied the sheep killer that way. So he had the sheep killer on the 2 different variations, which is good. And then, to work the ribs, Khan uses a standing gourd buster, which is usually to target the head, but he uses it to target the body. And Kevin Kelly, like, it's the first time he's going after the ribs. No, it's not. It's not. Takagi tries to get Made in Japan. He got that pump handle. He was, leading him over. He had everything ready, but I was blocked. And he tried to get other moves, but they were blocked. And, pushed into the corner, worked them ribs again. and then fired up. Shingo hit a stiff. Now they went through, the no selling of suplexes, backdrops, and all that stuff. They did that a little earlier on, but here they go get fired up again. Shingo delivering some stiff elbows, ones and twos and whatnot. Khan with a stiff, straight punch. Shingo with a stiff headbutt, and Khan comes off the ropes and runs to a lifting elbow strike. And I'm starting to think this is Khan doing something unique, finding a way to, to prolong a match in its seriousness and get messed up. I'm starting to think, because some wrestlers, they built their careers off of finding ways to tumble out the ring after a hit or fall out during certain hits. Because the best way to get a match over, sometimes you got to look like you got messed up. And this might be Great Khan working with something that happened and say, hey, what if we could work with it this way? That is a lot of amazing spots are born out of, I got rocked or knocked out legit. How can we work this into a match? Wrestlers are crazy, okay? So they go through all that. Not much battling. Takagi takes the tape off, shows that he's serious and don't give a damn no more. Then he hits Last of the Dragon for the 1, 2, 3. And that's the end of the match. Very competitive, very brutal.
Damn good match.
Stiff, straight hits. No holding back. Left it all in the ring. And Great Khan once again looked like championship material. Great Khan, if New Japan is brilliant, they will make sure that he shine. He should be up there. He's in the upper echelon of the roster. So
he is shining. That's all he's done this entire tournament, whether he wins or loses. I'm just so proud of Oka.
I think he absorbed Evil's mojo.
Somebody had to.
I'm happy with him. I'm happy. Great Khan. Yep. Beautiful. All right, that's gonna do it for this. All right. Hope y'all enjoy listening to us and whatnot. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz and whatnot. When it comes to this block, I'm enjoying it. I really am.
I'm enjoying this block from the other block. I'm gonna tell you, Okada and Tanahashi makes it tiresome for me.
I understand how. But Tanahashi ain't unbeatable. It's Okada that's unbeatable. So, look, we're going to get up out of here, all right? So, this has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 15. Day 15. We want you to stay safe out there. Glove up, mask up, wash up. Take care of yourself and everybody else. You could have been listening to anyone at this time and you chose us, so we're always appreciative of that. I want y'all to know that we're going to keep covering this, and we are considering following other New Japan stuff. Not just the G1. Considering. All right? So stay safe out there, everyone. Thank you for your time, patience, and energy. Thank you for listening. Goodbye, everyone. Good night, everybody, and see you next time.